Hello, and a big welcome to all of you out there who are listening and seeing this podcast. Today we have a special person, and your name is Marty Whittle, and you are running a thing, or what you call it, Equi Yoga. And it's very exciting, I think, because yoga and horses together it's very nice.
Oh,
So
it's meant to be.
yeah, welcome to you, and please tell us what you are doing and how you are doing it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Anne, for having me. I really appreciate it. I've been very blessed. I've been teaching for, gosh, over 45 years now and practicing yoga for about 20. Um, and after my first yoga class, actually in my first yoga class, when they asked us to stand on one leg and tree pose and balance ourselves, and I hardly could do that. And I thought, I think I can balance my horse. Who am I kidding if I can't balance myself? And that was such an eye opener to me. I was like, I've got to do something about this. So I
Yeah,
started practicing yoga, and my riding got so much better. My horses were so much happier. And then I'm like, okay, now I need to take this to my students. And it's just evolves from there. I've written a book and made 3 DVDs, which are now passe. I have them on links now that I people purchase. And I wanted to do a visual more than the book, just the book, because I wanted people to see the exercises in motion. And,
yeah,
to give precautions as to any, if you have any conditions prior to what you should and shouldn't do. And that was the other thing. Once I decided to really put it together and create Equi Yoga, I went and got certified for yoga instructor, 200-hour yoga instructor, because I wanted to give more credibility to what I was
yes,
doing. Plus,
yeah,
as I said before, the safety. You don't want to do something that would hurt yourself, or hurt somebody else. And that was a great journey. I loved it. That was such a great, I would love, they have a 500-hour too, which I would like to pursue, but right now my plates are full for sure. But
wow,
yoga is a great practice. There's so much more to it than just the practicing the asanas, like the movements. There's the breathing, there's the meditation.
mm,
And I brought these into my equi yoga as well, because we all have got squirrely brains when we're riding, especially if you compete.
yeah,
I can be my worst enemy in my head if I'm not careful. And then my breathing changes, and horses communicate by breath. So
mm,
if our breathing is shallow or non-existent, in a lot of cases it can be, it makes them anxious and nervous, and they wonder, what's going on with you. But when we can regulate our breathing, then we can control our brain, because the breath controls everything. So if people go, "Oh, I can't control my brain, it's too crazy," I said, but you
mm,
can control your breathing. And
yes,
if you can control your breathing, then you can control your brain. It really is that simple. It's hard to practice, but it is that
yeah.
simple.
We
I
we
can sit
forget
here
to breathe.
and go ba 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 ba. Do I do it? Not all the time. But I have to catch myself. I'm going for a lesson cross country on Saturday, and like I say, we were speaking earlier about got my hips bilateral hip replacement. It'll be my first time really jumping cross country, like more than just trotting some fences. So my brain, it wants to get all crazy with it, and I'm like, no, no, I don't have to go there. I can just settle down. No, my horse is wonderful. We're going to have a good time, and, let it be at that. But before, I used to drive myself crazy.
Mm,
Oh, what happens if this happens or that happens or this, and then it just goes down the drain. It's awful. So it's
yeah,
it's a real gift, and I love sharing it with people. The equi yoga has really proved beneficial too for people suffering from like addictions or PTSD, or if they've had family traumas or physical traumas. Like, it really helped me after my surgery, to be able to help me walk again, which I couldn't. I was walking side to side because my hips were fused. So I had to learn how to do the whole thing again. And then riding was just really, because my brain knew what to do, but my body's like, nah, we don't know about that. Should we do this? Yeah, it was
yeah.
very, very interesting journey getting everything to reconnect. But the equi yoga really helped that expedite that process, definitely.
What happened to you?
I
Yes.
had Lyme disease. I don't think how much of it is over in Europe, or that they've identified it, but it's really debilitating. It can hit people in different places. Some people have heart attacks. Some people have neurological damage. It ate all the
Mm.
cartilage in my hips, so they were
Good.
fused. Yeah. And as a rider, I saw the x-rays and I would go, if that was a horse, I'd put him down.
Yeah.
They were bad. They were really bad.
Wow.
Yes, I did not want to have surgery because it's a very scary concept, let alone, but I was like, just, I couldn't ride for 5 years. It was awful. And then it got to the point where it was constant pain. So it was just, I had to do it. So, and I'm so blessed. I had a great surgeon and everything's been wonderful. I'm better than normal. So it's really
And
been
you are
great.
walking and
Oh, right.
riding and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, doing all the things I love. I feel very, very, very blessed. I really
Mm,
am. Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah, and what you are saying about breathing, we forget that sometimes, and people are very stressed today and have a lot in their mind. So I can imagine that yoga is a very, very good thing.
It is. And there's something inherently healing about horses. Horses
Yeah.
just do something to us. So you put the two together and it's really powerful. My favorite testimonial was a 87-year-old Marine. And they're tough guys, he was, sinewy, small, but barely tough. And afterwards he said to me, because that was spiritual. And I'm like,
Hmm.
wow, they don't say things like that,
No.
Yeah, they're tough guys, those Marines. Yeah, especially the older ones. So that really touched me. He was so cute. He's like, oh, I rode when I was 7. I'm like, it doesn't matter if you've never ridden, doesn't matter if you've never done yoga. And that was 80 years ago. So let's not worry about it. But he was so cute. But that just touched my soul when he said that.
Yeah.
And that's the horses. I just put the practice together, but the horses do the big part. They
But
really,
how do
really
you do that then? Are you meditating with the horses or how is it?
focusing through the breath, combining the breath and the movement together. So we have a lot of all these exercises encourage us to open across the chest and lengthen through the front of our bodies. I was never told how much you need to use the front of your body to ride. I never even occurred to me that this is a part I could use. It's like, wow. And now I can lift up my horse's withers just by lifting my sternum because of that connection, and then the hind end it's just, you start riding the horse's body with your body instead of your hands. And, I mean, the hands
So
are there.
so you do the exercises on the
Mhm.
horse.
Yep. Yeah, we'll
Aha.
do we'll
Aha.
do like Warrior Two. Have them. I do a lot of crossing over because crossing the meridian of your body. The more you cross that over, you're joining the right and left side of your brains. So
Hmm.
that helps us get more, balance that way. So it balances you mentally and physically. And then, we do cat cow. There's a whole bunch. It's really fun. And then after the hip surgery, I came up with a whole bunch of new ones for people with hip
Yeah.
surgery. Yeah, because I needed different ones to be able to really get into my hips and the parts that were sore. I needed different stretches, so they sort
Mm.
of evolves. That's what's really cool about it. It just keeps
Yeah,
growing.
and I imagine that you need that anyway, even if you don't have a new hip,
Right.
but you
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need it.
Yep,
Yes.
it's funny. My older students love it. My younger students
Yeah.
are like, "Yeah, we don't need it. They don't need it. Give them time."
Yeah.
But, and there are,
Before
yeah,
and after 3 children.
yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly. So that's it. And it's great because it's fun, and that's it. We laugh a lot. I've got a workshop coming up at my friend's farm, and we just have such a good time. We laugh and it's nice to see people, reconnect. There's actually been studies shown that when we're constantly looking at screens, our breath is very shallow, if at all. I mean, just enough to get us by. So we're stressed out looking at the screens, and now we're not giving our body what it needs. And our anxieties are just, anxiety is
Yeah.
self-created. You can create anxiety or you can, deconstruct anxiety, but you need to have the tools to do it.
Yeah. And
Breath.
today the anxiety is
Ah,
very, very high. Very
yep.
high. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So while you're looking at your screen, make sure you're breathing. Really, it's true. I catch myself a lot looking at the screen and not
Yeah.
breathing correctly, enough to get by, but not enough
That's
to
right.
really, yeah, the breath is everything. I mean, like I said, ask a horse. They'll be like,
Absolutely. Yes.
they
Yes.
communicate all the way through their breath. It's
Mm.
great. And when
Yeah.
we combine our two breaths is when it really becomes powerful. It
Mm.
really does. It's neat. Yeah.
Usually I said you can breathe out just like a horse, like
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Then the horses know also what you are talking about.
Yeah, quite
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So do you have your own horses you use, or they come with their own horses, or how is it?
I
How?
do have my own horses. I have a 21-year-old quarter horse thoroughbred cross who I don't really use for lessons anymore.
No.
He's soured from that. He's like, but I just he likes being a personal mount. But my other mare, she's 31, but she acts like she's 13. I'll use her occasionally for oh, she's incredible. Yeah, she's amazing. I'll use her for real beginners or little kids. But
Yeah.
I do have access to at the barn I'm at. There's some school horses there I use. It's so easy on the horses. It's just when I do workshops, it's just standing and walking with somebody leading you. Excuse me. When I do it in a lesson, it's on the lunge line. So it's a little bit more because we can trot and everything, but it's still super easy on the horses, and they love it because finally they're carrying something that's nice and balanced, and
Yes.
breathing
And
instead of
breathing. Yeah.
stiff, tight,
Mm.
bouncing, thing on
Yeah.
their backs. So it's good. It's really nice. And I teach some I freelance too. I go to people's farms and teach there. So we
Okay.
use their horses and such. So it's good. Yeah, any horse can do it. And they all love it. It's great. Even the hot thoroughbreds relax and everybody, yeah, settles. It's
I
wonderful.
can imagine.
Yeah.
It's yoga for the horses as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They yawn. It's
Yeah.
funny. I have a picture on my website. This lady's in cat. So her back's all round. You can't see her face. But in cat, I have people do lion breath where they stick their tongue out and cross their eyes like that. So you can't see that she's doing that, but I know she's doing it. The horse has his tongue out too. It's hysterical. It's hysterical picture. It's on my website. You gotta look. It's really, he's like, oh my God, they're so funny. Yeah, they really enjoy it. They do.
Yeah. And when you laugh as well,
Oh,
you
absolutely.
relax. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fun as it should be,
Mm.
especially adults. Adults can get so in their heads, and so we call it analysis paralysis. They think too much.
Yeah.
And if I can get them to just get into their bodies and out of their brains, get into their bodies, and especially their hearts. It's like you're
Mm.
doing this because you love it. It's fun, but they're thinking, oh, I have kids, I can't get hurt, I can't do this, it's like, oh, no, but God forbid, anything could happen anywhere at any time.
Yeah.
My feeling is if I'm going to die, I want to do it when I'm doing something I love.
That's
So,
right.
so if it's this horse, well, so be it. But no, seriously, it's just getting people out of their brains and getting them into their
Mm.
bodies and getting them into their hearts and their breath so they can have a good time up there, and
Yeah.
enjoy it and move with the horse and be a part of the horse. Because when we move with them, then when we stop moving with them, we're telling them something. But if we're always resistance the whole time, then we try to resist more. They're like, what are you doing? But it's a dance. I call it a dance. Yeah, it really
Yes,
is.
it is. And
Absolutely.
less accidents when you are relaxing with your
Oh,
horse.
absolutely. And people
Yeah.
start to understand where their equilibrium is. So, and I ride a lot of, on and off green horses or whatever. They can do things, and I don't know how I stay on, but I just do it because I'm
Mhm.
just there. And I'm teaching people that they can do it instinctively because you don't have time to think when things go wrong. They
No?
just go wrong. Yeah. So to be able to know that you're going to stay where it matters is what's really important. And it happens. It happens. It's incredible. It's really, I have one lady I teach, she broke her C2 and 3 So basically she was that far away from being paralyzed. But she came back. She said she's dealing with some issues and really having a hard time right and left. So we do a lot of the crossing over the meridian to join the right and left side of her brain. And she's worried. Well, she has a 6-year-old thoroughbred, but he's such a sweetheart. He's so well trained, but he's a 6-year-old thoroughbred. Every once in a
Yeah.
while, he get a little like this, and
Mm.
she can't fall off because she falls off. It's no good.
Yeah.
But we don't go there. We work on staying here, staying on. And
Yeah.
she's got so much more confidence now. She, it's been beautiful to see. And he gets more confidence when she has more confidence. It's
Absolutely.
a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Um, so it's just great. I love seeing it evolve in people as they get it and practice it. It's like yoga. You get better and better, and it just takes practice. But
Mm.
it's a great technique. I really like helping people with it because it's important. I don't want to go crashing off either,
No, no.
Yeah, nobody does. So
So you can start as an old woman as me as well.
you're not old. Rubbish. Yes, you can totally start. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll send you the links to practice. Do you have your own horse?
Yes, I have 3.
Oh, good for
Yeah.
you. Yeah. One's never enough, right? I have 2 too.
No, I think 3 is a little bit a little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Too little. I love
Yeah.
it. Great. What kind of
Uh,
horses?
this is the 2 of them are my own breed.
Uh,
I have been breeding warm blood Palominos all my life,
oh,
so I haven't.
wonderful.
Yeah, and there's it's big horses, and the third one is an Hungarian breed.
Neat.
So yeah,
That's great.
that's
Oh,
special.
oh yeah, they all are. That's great.
Mm,
Oh, how nice.
yeah. So you have a lot to do, I can imagine. So you are going from farm to farm and
Yeah, I
yeah.
give individual lessons as well as workshops. We have
Aha,
we have a
online. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Mm,
really nice.
yeah.
I've got 2 next month, one at my friend's farm and then another one later on in the month for they're a Connecticut eventing group. So
Mm-hmm.
they're eventers, so that'll be fun. And it's just I really love sharing it with people because to see them get the confidence, to get the aha moments. I love that of like, oh, they didn't realize they were riding like this, or they didn't
Yeah.
realize they were riding like this. And they're like, why is my horse so heavy on his left shoulder? I'm like, I can tell you part of the reason, you know. And when they can bring back that shoulder, it brings the horse's shoulder back with them, and they don't have to get into here, I really I don't, when I start students, they don't see reins for 6 months to a year until they know what to do with their legs and seat and their back and body. Because it's just not fair to the horses. And it's our nature to hang on here,
Yeah. Yeah.
I want balance and rhythm to be a part of it, not clinging. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's an art. It's such a beautiful art we're involved in. It's lovely.
That's right. That's right. But on your online courses, do you see them ride? Do you have these videos of them to see them ride, or you just give them advice online?
People will send me their videos and then I'll send them feedback.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. And then just discuss,
Because you were
things.
talking about then you see the horse and all that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. See the whole
Mhm.
picture. I mean,
Yeah.
myself, I had a big warm blood. He was a warm blood thoroughbred Clydesdale cross. How do you like that?
Wow.
It's
A big one.
17 hands. Oh, he was huge. It was my ex-husband's horse. They didn't get along. And
Oh,
I'm only 5'4", so he's 17'1". It was not a matter of who's stronger. It's a matter of who, how will you dance with me? And
absolutely. Yeah.
it got to be a beautiful relationship, but it took time because he had really been a man's horse and he'd really been
Mm,
hauled around here and hauled around there. I ended up showing him in the jumpers and a hackamore, and he was happy, very, very happy.
yeah.
But I could get my balance to be where I needed. He had a big habit of dropping the right shoulder. And I went to a lot of different instructors and they're like, oh, bigger bit, do this, that, that, that. And I'm like, no. And then, do you know Bettina Drummond?
No.
She's amazing. She's amazing. She rode with Nuno Oliveira. She was one of his key students. Um, she said, bring your right shoulder back. And I'm like, oh, wow. All of a sudden that shifted him and it just changed everything. It was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Moving my body is what changed his body, not what I did
Yes.
with my hands, not what was in his mouth as a bit.
It gets back to us all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's fascinating stuff. You never stop learning, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And it's easy to teach other to do the things, but when it comes to yourself, you forget
Oh,
it.
yeah. Well, that's it. I need
Yeah.
eyes on the ground. I need somebody to look at me because I know
Mm.
I have bad habits. I mean, I've had them for a long time, and they go away for a little while, but then they'll come back if I don't, watch
Uh,
them. So I need somebody to, I can feel a lot of it, but some of it you just need somebody to see, so it's good.
yeah, that's fantastic. Are you alone with this kind of movement, or is there other people who do the same as you?
I have a certification process. So I have 10 certified instructors. I've gotten out west in Washington
Okay.
State, New Mexico, California, Arizona, and then down in New Jersey. So there's a few of them that I wanted to do a certification because I wanted people to be safe. Uh,
Yes.
some folks had come to me, oh, I did yoga on horseback and I got hurt. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, not my,
No.
not through people. Yeah, because I want, main thing is I want people to be safe. If I tend to, overdo things. If somebody says do 10 push-ups, I'll do 15, So people like that, like me, who need to see it done softly and gently so they don't get hurt. Because I think for the first year I practiced yoga, I treated it like a sport, and it's not a sport. It's much more than that. And
Mhm.
once I realized that, it got a lot better, and I stopped pushing myself so hard. I started really listening to my body, and that's the key thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can imagine if you do certifying, you're a bit anxious to leave it over to other people. Are they doing it right now, or
Yeah,
how
it's
is
my
it?
baby, so it's a little
Yeah.
hard. But I always stay in touch every year with everyone and,
Okay.
send through the Christmas and holidays, see how they're all doing. So it's good. It's good.
Yeah, because I can imagine it's it would be good for handicapped as well to do these things.
Wonderful. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. There's a therapeutic center near me. I've done demonstrations there, and they use some of the exercises for the
Yeah.
kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is good. Excuse me, I'd like them to do more, but yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, it does help. Mhm.
Wow. You will have to come to Europe as well and teach
I would
us here.
love
Yeah.
to. That's why I'm trying to learn French again so I can
Yeah.
speak more than English. So I would love
Yeah.
to come here. That's my goal, my dream one of these days. We lived in England for 5 years when I was younger, and
Okay.
I
Yeah.
loved it. I was in Pony Club over there. I had such a good time. I didn't want to come back to America, but I'm glad I
Oh,
did. But I would love to go back to Europe. I would love,
yeah.
love, love to go back to Europe. Sorry, I keep
That
getting
would
my,
be nice.
yeah. Where are you?
Well, I am Swedish, but I live in Hungary. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I have connections all over.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, anything else you want to tell us about this? Convince
Um,
people out there to do it?
right, right. Well, check out my Facebook page, Equi Yoga, and please contact me if you want me to help you in any way. Like I say, I take people's videos. I'm happy to chat with them, email, text, anything to help. My goal is to make life easier for our horses, and make people so much happier about riding and having
Yeah.
fun. And I tell you, I went out the other day and I didn't do my stretches before I rode. And I woke up this morning and I felt old. And I'm like, no, not on my birthday. But when I stretch before I ride, I'm on the horse stretching. When I do that, I have no aches and pains the next day. It's crazy. It doesn't matter
Okay.
how many horses I've ridden, but I know if I haven't done it. And it only takes about, what's enough time for the horse to warm up? While they're walking around warming up, I do my stretches and then everybody gets warmed up and we're good to go. Yeah. So
That's great.
it
Yeah.
really is. I encourage people to do it because when you start to really get to know your body, then you can really talk to your horse better through your body and not the hands. It makes me crazy when I see some of the bits that are out there now and what that everything cranked down and it's just it's not that you don't ride the head. We have this Dancing with Stars in America. Have you ever seen that TV show?
Oh.
Dancing with the Stars. Okay, well,
Yeah.
it's a silly show, but you don't see professional dancers holding each other's heads. They're holding their
No.
body,
That's right. That's
right?
right.
So if you're
Yes.
dancing with your horse, why are you holding
Mm.
his head? Hold his body with your body, and then it's a dance.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
when you dance as well, you need to be soft in your body.
and breathe and
Yeah.
smile and have fun, right?
Mm.
Exactly. I see some people riding and they're on their
Yeah.
faces. I'm like, oh, I bet
Heels,
your horse is.
heels down,
Yeah,
heels
right. Arr.
down.
Yeah. That's it. That's all they can tell you. It's like it goes a lot deeper than that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. So very nice to hear about this, and nice to get to know you. And we will put the links in the comments as well, so people can get in touch with you. And uh, even if you are in Europe, they can
Yeah.
get in touch with you if they are English speaking. And many European are that today. So
Oh, yes, I know. It's great.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Anne. It's been a pleasure to meet you and talk with you. And I'll hopefully meet you in person someday. That'd be
yeah,
great.
that would be great. Yes, really, really. Thank you so much for coming here today. And thanks to you out there who have been listening to this podcast and seeing it. And please tell her happy birthday because it's her birthday today.
Thank you
So
so much. You made it a great birthday. I appreciate it.
thank you.
Thank
And
you.
please subscribe to the channel so we can go on and meet people all over the world. Thank
Oh,
you
it's a
so
great
much.
thing. Thank you so much, Anne. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.